This is Melbourne City where I live. The city of Melbourne, it covers approximately 37.6 square kilometres and has a residential population of over 100,000 people living in the metropolitan area. There are about 800,000 people that use the city daily. As you can see, there's Flinders Street Station and Federation Square and View, which are two very famous cultural landmarks in Melbourne. If I could go anywhere in the world though, I would go to Tokyo, Japan. Firstly, I need to go to Tullamarine Airport, which is just outside of Melbourne, and I would need to fly to Narita Airport in Japan. The flight would take between 13 and 14 hours and cost approximately $800 to $1,000 for a return ticket, depending on the airline and the time of year that I would go. The distance flown just then is approximately 10,000 kilometres. The name Tokyo in English means Eastern Capital, as it is the capital city of Japan and on the eastern side of the country. Tokyo is the centre of Greater Tokyo area and has the largest metropolitan area in the world, which is 13.5 kilometres squared. It's much larger than Melbourne's metropolitan area, and the population of Tokyo is also huge, and they have over 35.5 million people living in this metropolitan area. This is incredibly greater than 100,000 living in Melbourne, and is also more people than Australia's whole population. All of these people in one city. So this is a great difference between Melbourne, and I'm intrigued to see how so many people can fit in such a city. I do know that there are a lot of tall apartment buildings because of the amount of population, so people have to live upwards. There's some famous landmarks within Tokyo, Tokyo Tower being one of those, which has nice parklands around it. You can see different photos of Tokyo Tower at night, or the gardens in the park area. This one's during the day. As well as Tokyo Tower, one of the places that I really want to go to in Tokyo is Tokyo Disneyland. And I did go there when I was 3 years old, but I couldn't really appreciate it because I was quite young. So I'd love to go there. Some of the main differences, of course, are the language, the culture, the food, which I love, and I really enjoy going there to experience a lot of the differences that people have in their lifestyles. Living in such a big city, the public transport system would obviously have to be very different to what we have in Melbourne to be able to allow access for all of the people living here. And I'd love to see a lot of the museums, Japanese history that there is, and a lot of the different temples and shrines that Japan has. Another difference is also the currency that is used in Japan, which is the Japanese yen. So I'd be interested to see what kind of differences there are in terms of how much things cost, and generally what the living expenses and things are like in relation to what we know in Australia.